my previous video seen here, I shared with you a script that enabled you to call for reinforcements. A squad of infantry would spawn, seek your position, and then join your group, which then enabled you to command them. In today's video, I will be sharing a new expanded version of this script that will enable you to call 5 different modes of reinforcements that will come and support you. Advanced Reinforcements Script. Here's a demonstration mission to show you guys how the script works and how to set it up. So let's go to the scenario tab at the top and then down to open scenario folder and install the script. Here we are in the mission folder. I'm going to bring up another folder with the script in it, and I'm going to take this and drag it into the mission folder. Close this. I'm going to link this for download in the description of the video. When you get it, extract the script into your mission folder or double click it like that and drag the script into your mission folder just like that. Let's close this and remove the zip. Open it and review it. Advanced Reinforcements. The original script seen in the previous video, as I pointed out, was the simple reinforcement script, and that was created by Anthony from the UK. Now this script here that we're looking at is the overhaul and expansion. It's a totally new script, and I put that together. What this script does: enables a player to call for different types of reinforcements, such as infantry on foot that will come and join you, infantry that will come on a transport truck, disembark and join you, support vehicle with an MG, armored, or a tank that performs a SAD or search and destroy, helicopter insert where a helicopter will either pair drop troops or land and the troops will join you, and a helicopter CAS air support. How to use: files and code. Number 1, put the script into your mission folder. So we already did that here. And next, let's go to the editor setup. Number 1, create 5 radio triggers, no size, for each mode. Activation: on the activation, you're going to set it to radio Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, whichever. And then in the on activation box, you're going to put the following codes for each trigger. So down here are 5 different modes that will call the reinforcements that you want. So the first one is the infantry. For that, you have this particular code, and the only difference between each one of these codes is this. So the rest of them are the same. They all call the script to function, but each one has a different number, as you can see: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the second one is the vehicle transport. Drives in, dismounts, infantry joins you. Then you have MG support, vehicle or armored, will perform an SAD around the area. Then you have a helicopter insert, and with this you choose the ground insert or a pair drop from the action menu, and infantry will join you once they get on the ground. And then lastly, you have a helicopter support, which is the CAS SAD. Now what we're going to do here is copy this line here. We're going to press Control C, and then we're going to go into the mission and set up 5 triggers. Alright, we're going to choose F3 triggers, and then we're going to choose a trigger without a size, and we're going to go over here and we're going to place the first trigger. We're going to edit the trigger. And then in the text box, we're going to put infantry, and then we're going to go to the activation box and we're going to choose radio Alpha. Then we're going to set this to repeatable, and then we're going to go to the on activation box and press Control V, and that's it. We just hit OK. Instead of placing a new trigger, we're going to click on the trigger again and press Control C, and then just copy it and then press Control V. Then we're going to edit this trigger, and at the top replace infantry with transport. And then we're going to go to activation, and we're going to change this to radio Bravo. Leave it as repeatable, and then in the code itself we're going to change the 0 to 1, and then just hit OK. Then we're going to copy this trigger, same thing, press Control C, and then paste the next trigger. We're going to edit this trigger, go to the text box and change this to MG support. Then we're going to go to activation, and we're going to choose Charlie this time. Keep as repeatable, and then go down to the code, and we're going to change this to number 2, and then just hit OK. Alright, same thing again. We're going to click on the last trigger we made, press Control C, and then paste the 4th trigger, and we're going to edit this one, and we're going to go to the text box, and now we're going to change this to helicopter insert. And we're going to go to the activation, and we're going to change this to radio Delta. Leave it as repeatable. Go down to the code, and we're going to change this to number 3. and then we'll just hit OK. That sets that up. Click on the trigger again, press Ctrl C, and this will paste our last trigger. Edit the trigger. We're going to change this to helicopter CAS. And on activation, we're going to go to radio echo. Leave it as repeatable, then go down to the code and change this to number 4. And then you hit OK. That sets up the triggers. Let's save our mission and let's go back to the script. Okay, we have the codes down. Let's scroll down. So we're going to go to the parameters. So here's the parameters section here. Just an important note, the parameters are global variables, so you can override them from init.sqf. All times are in seconds. All distances are in meters. Now I'm not going to go through every parameter like I normally do because there is a lot of them. I'm only just going to go over the main ones that you guys should know. The rest, I'll let you guys read them yourselves. The first parameter here is allowed callers. Restrict who can call reinforcements. If RF allowed caller unit names is empty and any player can call. If not empty, only players whose editor variable name is in the list can call. So example, RF allowed call unit names, S1 as an example name. So when you look at this code right here, RF allowed call unit names. Let's say you named a unit S1, you would put quote S1 end quote, and then if you have another unit that you were going to use, then you'd put a comma, quote, and then let's say it was S2, then you would go like that. So you would have two names that are allowed to call reinforcements if you wanted to do that. Side of the reinforcements the units belong to, code here is west. This is what you're going to change. So you have your options here: west, east, resistance, civilian. And if we scroll down, infantry classes. This is the first mode. So classes used for mode 0, 1, and 3. This is going to be the infantry that will feed all the other modes where the infantry is going to be able to join you. Put any unit class names here, vanilla or modded. This right here is an array. These are class names. Let's go in game and I'm going to show you how to acquire these class names. Alright, we're going to acquire some class names from some infantry units. I'm going to choose Men US Army, and we're going to scroll this up, and I'm going to basically create a squad that I want. So I want a squad leader. I'm going to put these guys right about here. I'm going to have a scout. Then we're going to have 2 riflemen. And then we're going to have a medic. And then we're going to have grenadier. Then we'll have a AT soldier. Alright, so we have all these units. What you're going to do to get the class names of the units that you want to use is you're going to draw a box around all of them at once, just like that, and you'll see the wire show up. Right click one of them, then you're going to go down to where it says log, and then go to where it says log classes to clipboard. Click that. Once the menu disappears, then you've logged all the class names. Now just press delete on your keyboard, delete those soldiers, and let's go back in the script and add those classes to the script. Now we're going to go to this line. We're basically just going to erase all these guys. So you're just going to be left with an array. Once your cursor is blinking in the middle of the array, press Ctrl V. That will paste all the class names that you just copied from the game itself. This isn't done. What you have to do is you have to set this up to where these are going to be called and used by the script. So what you need to do here is put a quote and then a comma. Quotes before and after the class name, and a comma to separate each class name. So we're going to do this real quick. Put a quote before and then a quote after. And there's a quote there, and then you need a comma after each one of these, but not the last one. So the last one doesn't get a comma, and then what we'll do here is we'll go up to the top, hit backspace, and we just kind of extend this like this. And there you go. Here's your code. Save that. This group here is going to be all the infantry that's going to spawn, for infantry that you call to spawn and infantry that gets delivered by a truck transport and helicopter. Group size, how many infantry units to spawn randomly picked from RF infantry array above. So this is the RF infantry array that it's referring to. This is 6 units that are going to spawn. If you want more, then add more. If you exceed this number of units, then it's going to randomize, so you may get more of the same guy or something. Vehicle transport mode. So this is the transport vehicle class name used to deliver the infantry. So this is like a transport truck. I already have a truck here defined. We're going to go down to mode 2, support vehicle. So this is going to be a vehicle with an MG on it. Could be a Jeep with an MG, could be an APC, or it could be a tank. Then we scroll down again and we'll have helicopter insert mode, a transport helicopter class name. So whatever you want to use for a helicopter that will transport your troops, you put that in between the quotes there. Helicopter support class 4. This is going to be a helicopter class name. So again, just like the transport, in between the quotes, choose a helicopter that has weapons on it that will come and do a CAS. Alright, and that's basically it. That's all you need to know. I'll let you guys read that. If you guys have any questions, just ask them in the comment section. If we go to 0 and you go to radio, you're going to get 5 modes just like we set up. So we have infantry. Let's call for infantry. And when you call for infantry, what you want to do is where you click on the map, it's asking where do you need reinforcements. Reinforcements are going to spawn exactly where your cursor is at. Regardless, the infantry is going to come to you and join you. So let's say I click out here, the infantry is going to spawn over there and then run to you. It's going to come to you and then join your group. And then within so many meters, they're going to join your group.
Form line.
The next one is go to radio, and this one's going to be a transport. So again, you're going to be asked where do you need reinforcements. You're going to click on the road somewhere. And we'll just click down here, and a truck is going to spawn, transport truck. He's going to stop so far from you.
He's 100 meters back.
On the way.
Waiting. Ready. Ready. Waiting.
And just like the infantry is going to come to you, and once they get so far close to you, they're going to join your group. There's a timer on the joining of the group as well. There's a distance and a timer.
Form line.
The next one is we go to radio, and this one's going to be MG support. And for this one, same thing. Just click on the road somewhere. We'll click on the runway. And what you're going to get is a Jeep.
100 meters back.
So this guy is basically here to do SAD, search and destroy. He'll stop in one position and then he's going to look around and observe, kind of do some recon or whatever, and then move and just search around. That's basically all he does. Let's do the next one, and let's go to radio. And this one's going to be helicopter insert. And for this one, when you click on the map, it's going to be where you want your infantry to be dropped off at. Let's say I click right about here. I'm going to get a hint at the top right. It says, what type of troop insert do you want? Use your action menu and choose paradrop or ground insert. So I'm going to scroll my action menu, and I get either heli insert, paradrop, heli insert, ground insert. So we're going to do the paradrop first. what's going to happen is we don't know where this helicopter is going to spawn at. Let's pop some smoke for him. We don't need to do that. I'm just doing that for the heck of it. You can adjust the height of the helicopter and adjust the height of the infantry that will be dropped. And they're going to be dropped a certain distance from you, and then they're going to move their way to where you clicked and join you. And here they come. And the helicopter's going to turn around and basically fly away, or just fly away. And then he's going to fly away so far and then delete just like the truck did. Yeah, you could set the height for these guys to drop if you don't want them as high. Let's call for a helicopter CAS. Same thing, we'll go to the helicopter CAS, go to the map, and you're going to want to click in the distance, and that's where they'll spawn.
Return to formation.
Understood.
It's going to be a helicopter with rockets and missiles and stuff. Let's take a look at the helicopter insert, but this time we're going to do the ground. So what type of troops insert do you want? Use your action menu and choose Paradrop or ground insert. So we're going to choose ground insert, and then if the helicopter is going to spawn, and he is coming from over there. There he is. Alright guys, hope you like that, and I hope you find the script useful. And like I said, if you got any questions, put them in the comments of the video, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Uh-oh, sinking in the mud. Quicksand. Uh-oh, something going on with this map. Alright guys, I want to thank you guys for watching, and for more scripts,